Hi everyone, it's me Lisa from Lisa Knits and Vlogs. Well, it's day 5 of Lisa's knit race, and I am still making the woolly geo blanket. I'll take it out of here so that way you get to see the picture properly. Look at all those triangles. Now there are 3 different sizes in this blanket. There's a baby, a lap, and a throw. There's the dimensions on all 3. They're saying to use the woolly 8 ply, which is 50-gram balls. I'm not using that. I'm using 4 Seasons Marvel 8 ply that I get from Spotlight. That's here in Australia. I used to get my yarn from elsewhere, but now I'm getting it from Spotlight. And the quantity is the 7 balls for the baby, 17 for the lap, and 28 for the throw. Well, I'm doing the baby, so I'm doing 7 balls. But that's of 50 grams of the 8 ply. Mine is 100 grams, so I probably wouldn't use as much as what they have there. They're saying to use 4mm circular needles, 80 by 120 centimeters, depending on your size. I'm using a size 5, so mine's going to be bigger and longer. The gauge is 19.5 stitches by 34 rows to 10 centimeters in pattern. In the pattern, but depends on what size yarn you and how needles and what your knitting gauge is like, and the same with crocheting. It just depends on your gauge. Then the materials, I'll need 2 stitch markers and a yarn needle. And here's the designer who designed the pattern. On the last lot of school holidays here in Melbourne, Australia, my knitting club and I, we went on 3 different shopping trips to 3 different shops. And this happened to be in the second shop we went to, and we were able to get the pattern for free. So then there's the pattern, all the instructions here that I need. Now I'm doing 129 stitches using your pattern method. Depends on how you cast on. We like the long tail cast on. I don't do the long tail cast on. I just do mine as normal. So the next row, we knit 8. We place the stitch marker. We knit to the last 8 stitches, place the stitch marker, and then we knit 8. So then we knit for 13 rows, slipping the stitch marker. So when I knit my 8, the stitch marker goes over. Then I knit to the last 8, the stitch marker goes over. So that stitch marker on the every 8 for the border is 8 stitches, so you use the stitch marker. Every odd row you are going to be following all this, which is you knit to the end. Row 2, this is where the pattern comes in. So row 2, I knit 8, I slip the stitch marker over, knit 1. And you will repeat everything that's in this bracket. So then you purl 13, knit 1, repeat to the marker, and then you slip the marker over, and then you knit 8. Then we go back and do the first row. And we do that all the way down. So rows 1 through 14 is where I knit the 1, knit 6, and then you purl and then knit. So from row 16 to 28 is the purl rows. And then it has on it to where then you do rows 1 and 2 once more. So then I've got to go back and do rows 1 and 2 once more. And then I knit the 14 rows. Bind off loosely. Depends whether you say bind off or cast off. It's up to you. I say cast off. And then I just weave in any ends and block gently to finish. And then there's all the abbreviations. I don't block mine at all. So that's what I have been doing. So far it's taken me 5 days to get to here. And believe me guys, stitch markers are your favourite friends. So they're your favourite. But now I'll show you what I'm up to. Now, it did say on here, work from writing in written instructions or the chart. On the next page, there is a chart. Work rows 1 to 28 of the triangle pattern, a total of 8, 12, or 16 times. Now, I got to do it 8 times. So, I got to do 8 blocks. And this is how it has turned out. Now, I've got another 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I got another 22 rows left before I start doing the other bit of knitting. But this is how it is. So there's the border down the bottom that I needed to do. There's my border on the side where it's the 8 stitches. So you do the 8 stitches, you knit the first 8, and there's your stitch marker. And then when you knit down to the other end, there's your stitch marker, and then you knit the last 8. So far, there is 7 blocks there. And that is how it is turning out so far. So if I fold it like this, it will make it a little easier for me to show you. So there's one block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks, 6 blocks, 7 blocks, and I'm up to block 8 now. So that's what I have done so far. It's been a joy making it, but once I finish this, I'm going to have a break of making this blanket, and I'm going to start something else. Well, I have got something else already started, but I just need to do a video on it when I get there. But that is how it is so far. And yes, I will do my ends in when I'm finished. So that will be sewn in later. And when I need to change my yarn, because this is the 3rd skein already, I knit 3. Then when I do the 4th one, that's when I use the new yarn. So that is what it is so far. Now, the yarn I used was 4 Seasons Marble 8 ply, 100% acrylic, 100 grams. It is Wisteria. That's the colour. Our yarn from Spotlight never had a colour. It was always a lot number. But they've been putting the colour on there. It's made for Spotlight. Pty and Ltd. www.spotlightstores.com. Now, I imagine you guys might be able to look at the site, but I don't know whether they will deliver it to where you guys are. And the care instructions go as: cool hand wash, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, dry flat in the shade, low iron, dry cleanable. Each skein has 270 meters, so I've used about 540 so far. And it did say how many meters will I use up. It did say I'll use 728 meters, so I've already used 540, so put in, so yeah, that'd be about right. I'll probably use 3 skeins, 4mm knitting needles, 4.5 or a 5mm knitting needle. I'm using a 5, but your crocheting hooks, you could probably use the same, but it'd be like the knitting, with your knitting tension. This is what I follow for my tension, so it depends on your tension to how you're going to use it. But that is what, like I said, I'm up to the third one. And like I said, I've got 22 rows, 26, got about 40 rows left. So hopefully, I'm trying to get it finished so I can get on to the next project. So that is what I've got so far. I do hope you get the chance to like and you comment, and I will see you on the YouTube streets. Bye.